Farmers helping homeowners.
A gorgeous night in Toronto. The roof is wide open. It has been perfect all afternoon. Another perfect night for baseball. John Farrell's team had a laugher last night. They won 16-7 on 20 hits, both season high 16 runs and a season high 20 hits. Jose Bautista injured in the game last night, and his status is still in question.
Yeah, it's going to be a couple of days. You see him hit first base here, and something went wrong there. Maybe Achilles, maybe something with the ankle. But the one that really hurt Bautista is when he slid into third and he rolled that front ankle, his right ankle, and went right down. He was in a walking boot today. They are hoping for Sunday, but more realistically, it looks like it might be Tuesday when they start a series with Seattle.
So now let's take a look at the Yankee lineup. The starting lineup is brought to you by TD Canada Trust. Banking can be this comfortable. Joe Girardi's Yankees a game and a half behind the Boston Red Sox. Top of the order, the captain, Derek Jeter. Curtis Granderson has had a great season. Mark Teixeira, he and Teixeira both with 25 home runs. Robinson Cano has dropped into the cleanup spot with the absence of Alex Rodriguez. Switch hitter Nick Swisher has come on here in the middle of the season. Posada has good numbers against Brandon Morrow, so he's the DH tonight. Russell Martin, Brett Gardner, and Eduardo Nunez round out the lineup.
And today's starting pitcher is brought to you by Tim Hortons Original Biscuit Breakfast Sandwich, now with hickory smoked ham. Brandon Morrow takes the ball to start his second half. This is his first start versus the Yankees in 2011. Last year, he went 1-1, started 5 times against New York. Jays have won his last 5 starts. Brandon going 3-0 with a sub-3 earned run average in those last 5 starts. He picked up a no decision last time out, but he had the strikeout working. 8 innings, 8 strikeouts for Morrow in his last start against Cleveland.
With Bautista out of the lineup, John Farrell's had to juggle the defense a bit. Travis Snyder, Rajai Davis, left and center. Corey Patterson makes his second start of the season in right field. Edwin Encarnacion fills in for Bautista at third. Escobar Hill up the middle, ended first. Molina catches Morrow. And Edwin Encarnacion will play defensively at third.
Last start at third base was on June the 26th. His last error at third base, you have to go all the way back to May the 23rd.
So we are set for action here tonight. A perfect night for baseball. Friday night with the roof open at Rogers Center. Derek Jeter takes the first pitch outside. Brandon Morrow coming off an outstanding start last time out, just before the All-Star break. He went up against the Cleveland Indians, pitched 8 innings of 3-hit ball.
Again, in that game, he had the strikeout pitch working. 8 strikeouts in the 8 innings. That was a no decision against Cleveland. Blue Jays ended up winning that one in 10 innings. That was the game that Bautista took Chris Perez deep.
Jeter gets jammed. Morrow forgot to break off the mound. It's a foot race, and Jeter is safe. For some reason, Brandon Morrow never reacted to the ball hit on the right side of the infield, and he was late.
It still would have been close, I think, over at first base if the throw from Adam Lind was a little bit better. Watch Morrow as he stands there just for a second and then realizes that Adam Lind is going to make this play. But the throw is behind him. You can see if it was hitting him in stride, it would have been close at first base.
It'll be an error on the first baseman, Adam Lind. And Jeter's aboard to start the game. Curtis Granderson, a left-handed hitter, takes the first pitch strike. Big season for Granderson, and he has really improved his overall offensive production since coming to the Yankees.
You see the 25 home runs for Granderson. That's more that he hit all of last season with New York. Hit 24 in 2010 for the Yankees.
His season really took off late in the season, about middle of August, when he made the real transition. Spread out, got a little closer to the plate, and keeps both hands on the bat now, and that's helped him generate more power.
He's in a better power stance, if you will, giving himself a chance now. The one thing that I've noticed about Curtis Granderson, you mentioned him moving around in the box and the way he's holding his hands and holding on to the bat, is he's really become a pull hitter. I mean, he has really learned to get the bat head out and pull the ball to right field. Choking up a little bit now with 2 strikes against Morrow.
Just missed the outside corner ball and 2 strikes.
Well, if that's where you're going to throw it, not a bad place to be. 0-2.
So when a batter is most vulnerable, and that is a toughest pitch for him to get to. Down and away. Coming inside, bounced and smothered by Molina. Boy, what a job. That ball was in front of home plate when it hit the dirt.
You can see the scuff mark out in front of home plate where this ball hit. And that ball is liable to go anywhere once it ricochets off the dirt. There it is right there.
No telling where that ball is going to end up. Molina's taking some time to regroup. He caught that with his meat hand. Tried to get the glove on, and you can see him flexing that thumb. But he just tried to square up on the baseball. He kept Jeter at first base, but he paid a price.
Yeah, just try and keep the ball with any part of your body in front of you. He did an outstanding job that time.
Adam Morrow 2-1 in 11 games against the Yankees. Fly ball down the right side. Corey Patterson just runs out of room and ends up in the seats. And the umpire is going down there to see if Patterson brings the ball out with him. But there's the ball in the crowd. The fans got it. Patterson catapulted right over the wall. It's padded down there, so it appears to be okay.
Interesting play down the right field line. You see the ball fall safely, but the umpire had to run all the way down from his position at first base to see if Patterson caught the ball. I was watching Derek Jeter. Derek Jeter was thinking about tagging up and going to second base on that play.
Of course he was.
It's heads up.
Now the ball in the dirt. Yeah, everybody on the baseball field has somewhere to be on every play. You can back up, you can tag up, but if you really think about it, there's an assignment for everybody. And right there, when that ball is down the line in foul territory, Jeter's assignment is to tag up. If he catches it, he advances.
And easily. Even if you're playing left field and there's a ball down the right field line, you've got somewhere to go.
There goes Jeter. Ball is down and in. Granderson takes the walk. The first 2 reach against Brandon Morrow. Well, we know the Yankees are patient. They make you throw a lot of pitches, especially early in the game.
Well, from pitch tracks, it looked like it got part of the strike zone.
This is Morrow's 8th start against the Yankees. Teixeira. It's the first pitch, strike at 96.
You can watch these Yankee hitters, at least the first 3 of this game, taking the first strike against Brandon Morrow. They're going to make him work, get his pitch count up, not even offering at that first pitch strike.
Is that something you learn as you gain more experience, understanding that pitchers have to throw it over for you to have success?
I think some of the veteran hitters aren't afraid to hit with 1 strike. They know how tough Brandon Morrow is, and they know that if you get his pitch count up, you will not see him past the 5th inning.
A pop-up down the third base line. Encarnacion in fair territory makes the grab. Teixeira is retired. 1 out.
And while we have a second as Encarnacion makes a nice play, let's take a look at the scouting report brought to you by Home Hardware. Homeowners helping homeowners. Early outs with his fastball. I think that's what we're going to be looking for from Brandon Morrow tonight, especially against this Yankee team. He's got the wipeout pitch, the breaking ball. I think one of the best in the American leagues that he can get a lot of strikeouts with. And his best ratio to date, 3-to-1. That's strikeouts to walks, the best in his career right now. So he's really starting to harness his command.
It's all about repeating his delivery, and that's when Morrow is at his best. We mentioned last time out 8 innings, just 3 hits allowed. Grady Sizemore had 2 of those 3 hits in the game against the Indians. Left-handed batting, Robinson Cano gets jammed on the first pitch. When you look back over the last 5 starts for Brandon Morrow, they're very impressive, and the team has responded very well.
Sub-3 earned run average over his last 5 starts. All of them win. So he's pitching well enough to give his team a chance to win. The opponents aren't hitting anything. He's averaging 10 strikeouts per 9 innings. And I guess for a starting pitcher, that's all you can ask. Give yourself a chance to win that night.
Fly ball into shallow left field. Travis Snyder got a good jump, and he makes the catch. So after the first 2 reach, Brandon Morrow has retired Teixeira and Cano.
Shows you the type of stuff that Brandon Morrow has. 2 excellent hitters, all-star caliber hitters, and he jammed both of them with a fastball.
If you look up and down this Yankee lineup, they haven't had a whole lot of success against Brandon Morrow individually. Nick Swisher just 3 for 14, but one of those 3 hits has been a home run. Swisher's numbers are down compared to his last couple of seasons in New York, but he's starting to pick up the pace here in the middle of the year. Goes after that nasty slider down in him.
That's the wipeout pitch that we were just talking about. One of the best breaking balls, I think, in the American League when he is throwing it hard like that. Tough to pick up the spin. And you see a lot of funky swings from batters when he's got a good one.
Just fastball off the plate at 95. That's a tough combination. A wicked slider and then that hard fastball. Kevin Long talking to Brett Gardner about what to try to do to attack Brandon Morrow. You mentioned it. Morrow's stuff is so outstanding. He can pitch with 2 pitches.
Sure.
Fastball, slider.
When he is spotting his fastball, when he is throwing it where he needs to, he certainly can. Now you add in an improved changeup, and he still has that one in his back pocket.
That hard breaking ball, boy. It's tough to tell because the spin is so tight. You don't see any rotation.
Yeah, you follow it up with a fastball, and you throw that pitch after the fastball. Tough to keep it fair.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 on, and 2 outs. Popped him up. Escobar, the shortstop, makes the catch, and Morrow pitches around in the air and a walk. First 2 reach, but the Yankees strand 2. Doesn't seem to mind. They were able to avoid the impact of that leadoff there. Let's take a look at the Blue Jays lineup. A season-high 16 runs on 20 hits last night. Rajai Davis moves into the leadoff spot, the 18th time this season to be the leadoff hitter. Eric Thames is the DH tonight. Yunel Escobar drops into Bautista's spot number 3. Lind, Hillman, Snyder, middle of the order. Rajay Davis goes after the first pitch and lifts a lazy fly ball into left. One pitch, one out.
Pitching for the Yankees tonight will be Freddie Garcia. The Yankee bullpen pitched the final 7 1/3 innings last night. So New York turns to Garcia to give them some innings tonight. Pitched better of late. He's 2-0 with a no decision over his last 3 starts. Made 2 starts versus the Blue Jays this year, and they've gotten to him with an ERA closing in on 5 against Garcia.
Eric Thames looks at a breaking ball. You have to be very patient against Freddie Garcia. He's going to throw you an awful lot of off-speed pitches. Thames, what a start to his big league career. Drills it up the gap, and that should split the outfielders and go all the way to the wall. Eric Thames is headed for second. He'll stop there. Another double for Eric Thames, his 9th of the season.
How about that for Thames? 9 doubles already to go along with those 4 home runs. He can hit the ball all over the ballpark. You pitch him away like the Yankees have, and he certainly can hurt you. Hitting a bullet between Granderson and Gardner in the outfield. Had thoughts of going to third, but then with the play right in front of him, thinks better of it and holds at second base.
Eric Thames with 2 doubles and a single in last night's game. He gets off to a fast start here tonight. Blue Jays looking to break out on top for a second night against New York.
How about Thames with a double? First player to hit 2 doubles in 1 inning this year.
Yunel Escobar hitting in the 3rd spot. Big overhand curveball is his strike.
That's the adjustment that you were talking about with Freddie Garcia. He is going to throw that very slow curveball. You're going to have to wait for it. Stay back.
What's the approach as a hitter to try to counteract the off-speed pitches of Garcia?
I think the best thing you can do is just see the ball out of his hand first. And the one place that you're looking is the release point. If you see the little hump on the baseball coming out of his hand, you know it's going to be that slow curveball. The ball's got to go up before it comes down if that's that curveball.
A slider just off the end of the bat. Blue Jays really did a great job of delivering with runners in scoring position. They were 11 for 22. Only the Indians with 13 hits with runners in scoring position back on May 16th at Kansas City had more hits in those situations this season.
I think that's when they scored 20-something runs against the Royals, and the Blue Jays almost got that last night.
Inside, that pushes Escobar back. You can see again, just 79 miles an hour. You don't have to worry about getting beat with the fastball.
Right. You don't have to start it early. See it out of his hand before you stride. Pushes Escobar back again, not very hard, but effective.
2 balls and 2 strikes. There's a drive to left field. Brett Gardner will play it on the hop. Thames had to hold up. He's getting the wave as the throw went to second. What a job by Butterfield, the third base coach. Thames had to hold up to make sure that the ball wasn't caught. And then once the throw was headed to second base, Butterfield waved Thames around to score.
Well, he was going to wave him because Gardner had to lay back on this ball. Looked like a splitter. Watch the runner. He's just thinking about one base right here. That's something that he will learn. He just started slowing down right there, and that's when Brian Butterfield said, no, come on, let's go. He's throwing the ball behind you, and you can score it easily. Little lazy looper to left field, and Gardner's got to back up, play it on a hop, concedes the run, keeping the double play in order, and Thames scores the game's first run.
Escobar picks up the RBI, and the Blue Jays have taken a 1-0 lead. High fly ball right field. Swisher on the warning track. Escobar tags up, and he's going to second. Here's the throw from Swisher. Good job by Escobar. Once he recognized that that ball was going to stay in the ballpark, he went back to first and tagged up.
They practiced that in spring training. They would have meetings about base running. to try and move up just 90 feet. You're now in scoring position. That means runs. John Farrell would hold those meetings, and these are the types of things they talked about. Lazy fly ball to right field, no less. And he is able to tag up and score really without a play.
And Swisher has a strong arm, but he was a little flat-footed as he didn't recognize that Escobar was tagging up. So Aaron Hill, in my estimation, Hill got the biggest hit in the game last night. Came in the first inning. A 3-2, 2-out, 2-run base hit to center. And that sparked the 8-run first inning.
Right after the play at first base off the bat of Adam Lynn. Colon just couldn't get over there to make the play. And the floodgates opened.
Eric Thames, as the DH tonight, has scored the first run of the ball game. He had a 1-out double to center field. This is where you should be effective against Freddie Garcia, because with 2 strikes, all you're trying to do is protect the plate. And he doesn't have enough zip on his fastball to blow it by you.
Not anymore. Not like he did when he first came up. And as a hitter, you got to figure he's going to try and get you out with 2 strikes with a breaking ball. Might be beneficial to Garcia to maybe mix in a fastball 0-2 at some point.
And the ball off the plate outside, but the Blue Jays have done something against Freddie Garcia that didn't happen. He's allowed a first inning run in just the 4th time in 16 starts. Brian Butterfield talking to the base runner Eric Thames, who scored on the base hit to left field, talking about the effort coming to the bag and how to keep your eye on the coach.
And listen to him, and you can almost become your own base runner when you're on the base. Johnny Mack comes over and he recognizes what a good job Butterfield did in sending Thames on that ball that was to left field.
As a base runner, all you can do is control your effort, and that's what Butterfield wants to remind his base runners. Give me 100% effort and then trust my judgment. Just keep your eye on me.
You know, it looked like he slowed down and just conceded third base after he read the ball that it was going to go down, and he said, okay, I've made it to third. But here Butterfield's thinking one play ahead of him, thinking, hey, if he throws it to second, you can score.
It's a high breaking ball. It's a ball and a strike to the Yankee DH, Jorge Posada. Breaking ball foul right off that shin guard that Posada wears. Posada's 39 years old. First came to the Yankees In 1995, he and Derek Jeter came up at the end of the year in 95 and became regular shortly thereafter. Jeter took over in 96. It took Posada a while. Initially, he split time with Joe Girardi behind the plate. Girardi was the mentor for Jorge Posada.
Jeter started in the game yesterday, got a hit. Posada came in and pinched hit in the game. So that was the 1,660th time that the two of them have played in the same game. A major league record.
Been a struggle for Posada. He's had peaks and valleys all season long. Last 10 games, hitting just $130. Hooks that ball into center field. Delivers a 2-strike base hit.
That shows you the veteran right there, Posada. The ability to stay with that pitch. Doesn't pull off of it. 2 strikes. That looked like the new changeup from Brandon Morrow. That split change, and Posada stays right with it. Takes a half swing, but hits it into center field for the Yankees' first hit.
I don't think that's a good pitch to a veteran hitter with 2 strikes. I think it's an early in the count pitch when they're thinking fastball. With 2 strikes, he's protecting the strike zone. Russell Martin late on the hitter.
We have seen that a few times from veteran hitters over the last week or so. 10 days, veteran hitters getting to 2 strikes and making the adjustment.
A veteran hitter who had a big night last night, Andrew Jones, against the left-hander JoJo Reyes with a pair of home runs and 4 RBIs. Well, when you have Brandon Morrow's fastball, it's difficult to go to a secondary pitch with 2 strikes. The hard breaking ball, that's still firm, 89 miles an hour.
You're almost doing a favor to the hitter by throwing a breaking ball. The soft changeup with 2 strikes.
They mentioned Posada had a lot of success against Brandon Morrow. Now he's got an even .500 batting average, 8 for 16. Sometimes hitters just see the ball well out of a particular pitcher's hand. Look at the rest of the matchups in this lineup. No one really enjoys much success against Brandon Morrow.
A guy will go up there and strike out 3 or 4 times, and next guy will come up there like Posada and go 8 for 16, and you're like, what's the tonic? How do you do that?
Martin takes the walk. Second walk issued tonight by Brandon Morrow.
This is what happened in the first inning. Error walk. And he pitched around it. This inning, base hit walk. And now he's got to dig a little bit deeper.
So now Lind will come over and give Morrow a visit. Just a little reminder about the possibility of a bunt here. You never know with Brett Gardner. He can bunt for a base hit. He can play sacrifice, whatever Joe Girardi feels like. Gardner has 7 sacrifice bunts. Yankees are down by a run early. Not showing bunt, swings away. Well, with the absence of Jose Bautista, not only do you lose your number 3 hitter, but you lose your leader on the infield.
And he was the guy who was positioning all the infielders, talking with the pitcher. Remember the shot we had of him and Ricky Romero going through the signs, pumping him up. Third baseman is the guy who usually gives the bunt play signs.
Morrow's ahead of Gardner, 0-2. You can see Brett Gardner has picked it up a lot here of late. First time the Blue Jays saw him at the end of April, he was hitting under 200. Had 3 hits in last night's game. That's bumped his average up to 272. The old emergency hack right there. That ball was past him before he decided he better cut on it. 2 on, nobody out. Posada singled. Russell Martin took a walk. Bouncing ball, and will go to second for the force out. Martin really did a good job coming in hard, sliding with his feet down. Nothing wrong with that.
No, that's a good aggressive play by Russell Martin at second base. And it's Escobar's job to catch the ball and get out of the way. Keeps the double play in order. They weren't going to turn 2, not with the way Gardner runs. So they keep the double play in order with a good snap throw to second. Escobar gets out of the way. And that's just a bang-bang play. You've got to think about that before the play even happens, if you're the first baseman, Lynn.
As long as Russell Martin can reach the bag, there's nothing wrong with that low leg whip as long as the feet stay below the knees.
And he can reach out, like you say, and touch the bag.
1 out. Number 9 hitter Eduardo Nunez with Posada at third. Gardner at first, and Gardner's a threat to run. Nunez hit in the 8th spot last night. Hit the ball hard a couple of times, but had nothing to show for it. He was robbed by Yunel Escobar in the 8th inning on a terrific play on the backhand side.
And you said it, he could really run. So it's going to be tough to double him up.
There's a base hit to left field. Posada will jog home, and the Yankees have tied it. Eduardo Nunez with his 15th RBI has made it a 1-1 game.
A shortstop having to play third base with Alex Rodriguez on the disabled list. Without Rodriguez in the lineup, this team doesn't have the offensive threat of that big bat. So Nunez is going to help out any way he can. He does with a base hit to tie it up. Some speed on the bases now. Both Gardner and Nunez can really run.
Just got to make sure that you make them stop. Don't give them a walking lead. Derek Jeter. That looked like a first pitch changeup that was up. Jeter fought it out. Jeter reached on the air in the first inning. There by the first baseman, Adam Lind. Down and away. If you were given a game plan of how to attack Derek Jeter, what would that be?
Well, I've never pitched before. I guess it would depend on the stuff. I think the first thing I would want to do is throw him a breaking ball. First pitch. I was looking up some of the stats on Jeter, and he is one of the batters in the American League that will swing at the first pitch aggressively. So I would try and throw a breaking ball first pitch. Once I got to 2 strikes, maybe jam him, because he's looking to sit on that ball, shoot it to right field, and that's a tough pitch to go the other way with.
That's one of the best inside-out swings in all of baseball. You can see the outfield defense reflects that approach, shaded toward right. There's that inside-out swing. He fought it off.
How about you? Breaking ball early?
Yeah, I think I would. He's very aggressive. He's a first ball fastball hitter, and if I were going to have to make one pitch to him, I would go with a fastball down around the knees inside.
Inside.
That's a hard pitch to hit to right.
With his swing. With his swing. Up a little bit easier.
There's an off-speed pitch, and Jeter strikes out. That's the first strikeout for Morrow tonight.
He has averaged 10 strikeouts per 9 innings pitched. And this is the first one. It gets a big strikeout against Jeter.
Yankees were just 2 for 8 in last night's game with runners in scoring position. And that time Jeter failed to deliver. 2 outs now. Curtis Granderson. Pretty good pitch. Morrow didn't get the call. right back to the inside quarter, and the swing down to third, according to Angel Hernandez. Anderson went too far. Best fastball so far.
He always has a little something extra when he needs big outs. He can pitch at 91, 92. But if he has to really hump it up, he can get it up there at 96, 97.
Molina had that rattle off his glove. Another good fastball that Granderson was late on. Molina got his bare hand banged up, and now he got the glove hand twisted around. A lot of torque coming in there when that ball's foul tipped.
Yeah, it looked like Granderson just got a piece of the ball, and then the ball bent his glove back right there. And the stress that puts on your wrist.
An awful lot of force hitting on the edge of that glove, and you can see that Molina's trying to get the feeling back in his fingers. So we'll do it again. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Way inside. Blue Jays scored in the first. The Yankees have answered with a run here in the second. Brett Gardner reached on a fielder's choice. Eduardo Nunez at first had the RBI single to left. Bounce to second. Hill rights himself and throws out Granderson. Morrow gets out of it, but the Yankees have tied it up. A 1-1 game, middle of the second. Adaptive lenses, and we're going to take a closer look at Travis Snider.
Just 23 years old. He was the Blue Jays' #1 pick in 2006. Got to the big leagues at the age of 20. That was in 2008. He hit 300 when he was called up. Played in just 24 games, 73 at-bats. And Snider is now looking like the hitter we saw back in 2008.
Had 3 hits in the game last night, and Travis Snider came up very young to the big leagues. This is his 4th season with Toronto. Just 23 years old.
Only Manny Lee was younger for the Blue Jays when they made their Blue Jay debut. Major League debut. He was just 20 years old.
Travis Snider lost his mother when he was 19 in an automobile accident. Certainly a traumatic experience for anybody, but especially when you're 19 and just getting your baseball career started. He and his father, Dean, obviously became very close during that time. Off-speed pitch. And Travis purchased a house last year out near his home where he grew up in Mill Creek. He went to high school. And he and his father are fixing it up, something they have done together. And he has one sibling, a sister that's 26 years old that just graduated from the University of Massachusetts, Boston. Top of her class, Dean's List. She studied international management. And they obviously are very close as well. Another changeup. Snyder strikes out. First out of the second inning. Garcia's second strikeout. Travis Snyder, a young man, it's got his feet on the ground right now.
And you can see Garcia, that looked like a straight changeup. He's got a split finger fastball and a changeup, and that looks like the game plan right now after 3 hits last night by Snyder. Looks like they're going to go soft to him.
Edwin Encarnacion playing at third base tonight in place of the injured Jose Bautista. His numbers have really jumped of late. Big slow curveball. You better tell yourself to gear down when you're facing Freddie Garcia. He's not going to allow you to hit anything hard. Not going to throw you that hard fastball.
I think he's just going to show it too. He'll throw it out of the strike zone. But he'll want to get you out with that tumbling splitter, the changeup, and that slow curveball.
Freddie Garcia started out in the Houston Astros organization. He went to the Seattle Mariners where his major league career really took off. He was part of that great trade that sent Randy Johnson to Houston. Carlos Guillen, John Halana, Freddie Garcia all went to Seattle. And it worked out for both clubs as Randy Johnson pitched Houston into the playoffs.
And the three of them, their careers took off with Seattle. You could always count on Garcia throwing a lot of innings, making a lot of starts. Different type of pitcher today than he was when he went over to Seattle.
Bounces that ball, and Encarnacion will take the walk. It comes with one out.
So let's take a closer look at Freddie Garcia. The scouting report, a different approach. When he first came up, he threw a lot harder. Now he is topping out at 89 miles an hour. He's got that slow curveball. We've already seen that here tonight. And bring it up. I think if you're the Jays hitter, you must make him bring those pitches up. If it's high while it's coming into the plate, let it go. It's going to go out of the strike zone. If you see it high, let it fly.
Corey Patterson making just his second start of the season in right field. There's a get-ahead fastball at 86.
That used to be 94.
Yeah.
From Garcia.
Garcia was an all-star 2001 and 2000 with Seattle. He picked up the win in the 2000 All-Star game. In 1999, Freddie Garcia finished second in the American League Rookie of the Year voting to Kansas City's Carlos Beltran.
He has pitched on some winning teams. You mentioned the Seattle team. He was one of the pitchers where they won all those ball games in 2001.
Encarnacion thought about it, but Russell Martin smothered it right at home. 1-1 ball game. Garcia's pitched for Seattle, 5 years with the Mariners. Had 2 different stints with the Chicago White Sox. Philadelphia 2007, injured most of that season. The Tigers in 2008. Last 2 years prior to signing with the Yankees were spent with Ozzie Guillen and the Chicago White Sox.
Came to spring training and won a spot on this team with a good spring. He and Bartolo Colon had outstanding springs for the Yankees and made the club.
Popped up, playable. Mark Teixeira, the first baseman. 2 down.
On Rogers Sportsnet, brought to you by your local independently owned Home Hardware or Home Hardware Building Center. Homeowners helping homeowners.
Lots of fans here at Rogers Center over this weekend. 4-game series against New York. This is game 2 on a spectacular Friday night. Former Yankee Jose Molina steps in to face Freddie Garcia. Molina's been a very aggressive first pitch fastball hitter all season long, so they start him out with the bender.
Do a good job of scouting the other teams and really pitching to the weaknesses of the opposition. Yankees have always done that. They find something that works and they stick to it.
There's a line drive into right, but it's going to stay up for Nick Swisher. Molina hit it hard, but right at the right fielder. We played 2 innings here at Rogers Center. It's a 1-1 tie. Now for the annual food drive, and Laura Fraser has joined us. And Laura, the Lady Jays have gotten behind this and really supported well, but it has to be kind of special for you to be able to do this in your hometown.
It is. I love it. I mean, the food drive is something that is very close to our hearts. Like you said, it's our 27th annual. It is the one event that we do every single year without fail, and we try and better ourselves and outdo ourselves every year.
Absolutely, and I failed to mention that Laura, of course, is Jason Fraser's wife, the fine relief pitcher, and you come from Toronto. So tell us what the Lady Jays do in an effort to get people to contribute to this great cause.
Well, we are outside the gates this year. We're doing it Saturday and Sunday. We will be out when gates open at 11 a.m. both days, all main gates, 3, 5, 10, and 13. And for a minimum donation of $25, we're changing up a little bit this year. We've got autograph hats. They are in little mystery bags, so you don't know who you're going to get, but we promise they're all signed. And we're also giving a game use ball, which we haven't done in the past, and I guess that's why we've upped the donation a little bit, but it's a fantastic cause, and we're working with Food Banks Canada this year as opposed to Daily Bread. Food Banks Canada obviously being the nationwide umbrella of the food banks, and I guess the main message that I was told that they would like to get across is 900,000 Canadians go to a food bank every month, so this is huge.
Huge, and obviously Toronto being a big place, and obviously a lot of need. So tell us what the fans can bring to make the donation. Obviously, money is always accepted in any situation.
Monetary donations are greatly accepted, but also any non-perishable food items are as obviously appreciated as well. Anything you can think of, pasta, macaroni and cheese, peanut butter, formula is huge.
Cereal?
Cereal. Cereal works.
My favorite.
Jay eats it every morning for breakfast, yeah.
So you can say before the game, bring all your non-perishable items or monetary donations to gates 3, 5, 10, or 13. All proceeds will be donated to Food Banks Canada. You can also call the Blue Jays at 416-341-1234 for more information on how you can make contributions. And it'll take place both Saturday and Sunday.
Saturday and Sunday at 11 a.m. out front all the main gates. We will be there ready and waiting for you.
So what is that again? If you bring the items, you'll get a grab bag of something?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's us changing it up this year. Instead of having the hats, we've kind of stuffed bags. There's one autograph hat and one, I believe it's authenticated, game-used ball in each bag.
And that is the mystery bags that are exchanged for a donation of $25.
Correct.
So you could get a Jose Bautista autographed baseball.
Not ball, just hat. Autographed hat.
Autographed hat.
Game-used ball.
Game-used ball.
Game-used ball.
Okay, or a Jason Frazier autographed hat too, right?
They might be
That's
in there.
worth more than
That could be $50, I think. That's
Yes.
it.
I think they should open it up if they see him because of all the work you guys do. They should get more. What do you think?
I will take it.
Drive caught by Encarnacion. So let's get a little bit more about the basics in the season. Jason's had a great season. You must be very proud of the way things have gone.
Yes, no, he's done great. We're happy. We've got a little man at home. He'll be 1 next Saturday, and yeah, life is good. We're here. My family's here, and we love the city. Obviously, I'm biased, but we love the city. We love the team. We love the organization. We don't have a bad thing to say.
Pat and I are both biased as well. We've been here a long time. We love the city as well. And we appreciate what the Lady Jays do. And Laura, thank you so much for joining us. And all the best. And we'll continue to talk about this all weekend long.
Thank you so much. Yeah, promote it every chance you get. We'll be out there.
Tomorrow for sure.
Tomorrow and Sunday.
The rest
as well.
of tonight for sure.
Should I come hit you guys up tomorrow?
I want to know what gate you're going to be at. Do you know?
I don't know. I'm usually around 10, but
Okay.
well, I'll be out there.
We got to tell everybody to come to your gate.
But we'll make sure we
Tell 'em I'll
continue
be there.
to talk it up. And ball is back to seats. But good luck, and we'll talk to you over the course of the weekend.
Thank you. I'll
Thanks,
be sure
Laura.
to hit you guys up
All
at
right.
some point.
You bet.
Thank
Anytime,
you.
Laura.
Thank
See
you
ya.
very much.
Bye-bye.
Take care.
That's the Lady Jays as they conduct the 27th annual food drive. It'll take place both Saturday and Sunday right here at Rogers Center. Make contributions and certainly bring down non-perishable food items. And as you heard from Laura Fraser, formula is always appreciated. Nick Swisher bends that ball into the seats.
You know, it's such a great cause, too. And I know your wife did it. I know my wife did it here. They'd be out there taking the donations. And it's, you know, it's just a good feeling to be able to help people.
And just another reminder, mystery bags will be available for a donation of $25 each. You'll be given a Blue Jays baseball cap, and there's also a Major League Baseball signed in those mystery bags. Nick Swisher's putting up quite a fight here in the third inning. Hanging tough against Brandon Morrow. Morrow always has to deal with a boatload of left-handed hitters or switch hitters in the lineups, and that's the case anytime to go against the Yankees. Posada and Swisher.
Well, he's so dominant against the right-handers. Righties are barely hitting over 200 against Morrow. He's only given up 1 home run to him.
Obviously, the one thing Brandon Morrow wants to do against a tough left-handed hitter like Nick Swisher is get that ball down and in. That's when he's most effective, when he can get that slider back to that back foot.
You got to figure it's coming at some point here.
There it is. A strikeout. That ends the third inning as Morrow has a 1-2-3 third inning. It is the slider. Another strikeout for Brandon Morrow. The Blue Jays lead the American League in strikeouts. the numbers, you can really see why. It's been the bats that have turned things around.
Yeah, it's pretty simple equation. When you hit 352 and score almost 10 runs a game and hit 360 with runners in scoring position, you're going to win your share of games. That certainly has happened over the last 4 games. They had a chance to make it 5. Excuse me, Buck. They had a 4-0 lead in Cleveland that they coughed up. So we could be talking about a 5-game win streak.
Travis Hafner with the walk-off grand slam. Blue Jays' longest winning streak is 6 games. That goes back early in May. They won 6 in a row. They make it 5 in a row tonight. They'll move to 500 for the season. And breaking ball outside. John Farrell has to be reasonably pleased, although he's never satisfied. He's thinking about taking this team to the postseason. Obviously, that's going to take a while before that happens, but he's never satisfied at being 500.
Everything that has happened to this ball club this year, they've missed a lot of games played by some of their key players, injuries and personal matters. They have had some plans that were laid in spring training go awry in April and May, particularly with the pitching staff.
Brett Cecil went down after his April 20th start to get straightened out. Aaron Hill missed time on the disabled list with injury. Every position on the field has missed time except the catching position. Another breaking ball.
And they've taken their lumps this year also.
Travis Snyder went down in April after a slow start. He was hitting 184 when he was demoted to AAA, and to his credit, he went down with the right attitude, and he has earned the opportunity to play every day.
Raised that batting average 50 or 60 points since he has come back.
Straight changeup does the trick. Gets Rajai Davis. That starts the 3rd.
You will see a lot of off-speed pitches from Garcia. Just make sure that he throws it in the strike zone. Look where all of these pitches are. Just out of the strike zone until the 6th pitch in that at bat. It's the splitter. You can see the way it tumbles towards home plate. Really had Rajai Davis out in front.
Eric Thames looks at a first pitch curveball. Well, Garcia has really made the transition from power pitcher to finesse pitcher.
There have been a few of those over the years in Major League Baseball. When they came up, they were flamethrowers. Frank Tanana comes to mind for me. He got hurt and really became an off-speed type of pitcher. Garcia comes to mind. Jamie Moyer threw a lot harder than he did now.
Teixeira wide of first. The underhand toss to Garcia. Thames is up. 2 down. When he first came up, he was a power throwing right-hander, but he has made a very effective transition. His last 5 starts very close to what Brandon Morrow has done.
3-1 with an ERA under 2. Hasn't pitched since July the 3rd. That was at the Mets in interleague play. 2 innings in that game. Doesn't walk too many batters either. And he has kept the ball in the ballpark. No home runs over his last 5 starts. His last home run he gave up to Boston back on June the 7th.
Another shining example of a pitcher that just disrupts the hitter's timing. Outside, a rare fastball from Garcia. If you're just joining us, Jose Bautista is not in the lineup. He sprained his ankle on a slide at third base last night. Left the ball game. He's at the ballpark tonight. Came to the ballpark with a boot on. Walking around, but trying to stay quiet on that ankle.
Yeah, they said there's no real time frame right now. They're not real sure. He did not have an MRI today. He came to the ballpark. They wanted to give it 1 full day to see how it feels and get some treatment for the full day. Ice, stim, all that type of stuff. And then if they need it, they'll do an MRI tomorrow.
Ankles are so problematic because you just don't know how they're going to react from day to day. You sprain an ankle and sometimes it could lead to being out of the lineup for a month. Three and one, 2 outs. Long drive left field. Gardner turns and looks. It is off the wall. Escobar headed for second. Here's the throw, and he's in there. A 2-out double for Yunel Escobar. His 15th of the season.
Just didn't get all of it. You can tell. That's another byproduct of a good pitcher. He just keeps it off the barrel of the bat. It got in just a hair to Escobar, so he didn't have that full extension. Hits it off the wall in left field. Good enough for 2 bases as Gardner runs it down. He has figured out Freddie Garcia. That's his second hit against Garcia tonight.
He is now 4 for 7 against the Yankee right-hander, Adam Lynn. But that changeup and the splitter, tough to tell the difference between the two. They're both about 79 miles an hour. The splitter will have just a little bit more downward movement.
It's got that tumbling action on it, the way it comes out of his hand. He just started throwing it a couple of years ago when he was with the White Sox. A.J. Pierzynski says it acts like a knuckleball.
So Martin trying to swap at that ball before it got fouled.
He's got big fingers and big hands, and that really allows him to wrap his 2 fingers on that splitter around that baseball and give it that type of tumbling action. Not everybody can throw it with the effectiveness like he has. He's just built for it.
Garcia is one of just 14 active pitchers to have thrown 2,000 career innings. Durability, and he has had some shoulder problems in the past. Ball in the dirt, and then we'll take off the first. Russell Martin makes the throw, then strikes out. 2 strikeouts in the inning. He has played 3 complete. It's a 1-1 game. We're going to go back to last night. Kyle Drabek pitching at AAA had a rough outing. 3 innings, 5 earned runs. Adam Lowen continues to impress with the bat. 3 for 6 with a home run. Travis d'Arnaud as well in AA. 2 more hits for d'Arnaud. And how about Brett Laurie in his first game back? And they wanted Laurie to be a DH in his first start. And what did he say?
He said, not on your life. I need to play. He would have none of that. He played third base last night. He also made 3 plays. Played 6 innings, had 3 at-bats, and he's just building endurance now to play every day.
I think Brett Laurie thinks DH is a dirty word.
Might be in his mind. But he's going to be in Dunedin through the rest of the weekend, and then they will reevaluate him and probably send him back to Las Vegas. And he'll be there another 10 days.
Now, don't extend your lease in Las Vegas, Mr. Laurie. How about Dustin McGowan? He made his 4th start tonight in Florida State League with Dunedin. Went 2 2/3 innings, allowed just 1 hit, no earned runs, walked the batter, and struck out 3. So Dustin McGowan's rehab assignment continues.
And speaking of rehab, Kyle Drabecker showed him on the farm report. He had to leave last night's game with a trapezius soreness in his left side. It doesn't have anything to do with his throwing motion or his right arm or anything like that. It was a precautionary measure to take him out of the ball game. It looks like he'll be fine.
Pretty good pitch, and Greg Gibson has had a very conservative strike zone tonight, but it's been consistently conservative.
You don't have the low pitch, and you don't have the high pitch, as that one just misses up to Posada. I think that fastball really surprised Posada.
That high slider comes in there at 86. Morrow's slider is almost as fast as Garcia's fastball, and he's thrown some sliders at 89.
His changeup was almost as fast as Garcia's fastball, and that's why he had to make the move.
Comes right back with the slider, and Posada couldn't pull the trigger. Strikeout number 3.
He missed with the fastball that he thought he got on the inner half, so he'll come back with the breaking ball. And with pitch tracks, says it just gets the high strike.
Russell Martin will bat after Posada strikes out. Posada, as we mentioned, has had a good run against Morrow. Bounced wide of third. Goes by Encarnacion. What a play! Edwin Encarnacion, making his first start since May at third base, goes back and makes a terrific play to rob Martin of a base hit.
You know, he has taken his lumps in the media about his fielding and throwing, but you can't say anything about this. Full extension. Take that in between hop, and then from his backside. Throws a strike across the diamond. Look at that. He catches the ball behind him and then has the presence of mind to stay with it and record the out. You see Travis Snyder in the background giving him applause. What a play.
Terrific play and great extension. And then from his knees, he threw a strike. 2 outs, Brett Gardner. Get a defensive play like that, that boosts everybody. Pitcher feels great. He's thinking about it being a base hit into left field. Encarnacion makes it a 5-3 putout.
Pitcher stays in the windup. He can feel the excitement on that type of play. Everybody's got a little hop in their step after a play like that.
That's a pretty good pitch. It's not called for a strike.
I don't know if it surprised him or not, but from that angle that we saw there, it looked like it split the plate. Here is that play one more time by Encarnacion. The first 2 steps at third base are the most important. That's where you stay low and you get that jump on the ball. Catches the ball behind him. Brian Butterfield said he's got good feet.
Can't hit it to him. He'll be out. Encarnacion takes the liner. Another good inning for Brandon Morrow. He's retired 8 straight in this 1-1 game. Bautista's had some night defensively.
Takes away a hit from Robinson Cano with that soft liner. Then Russell Martin finds the glove work of Encarnacion. As Encarnacion takes away a hit from him. You lose Jose Bautista, probably the team's best athlete. You fill him in with Encarnacion, make him just his 20th start of the year at third base. And he picks up right where Bautista left off.
Aaron Hill takes a first pitch strike. Encarnacion had a rough go of it early in the season defensively at third. But he continues to work every day with Jose Bautista taking ground balls at third. There's a splitter. You could see the more dramatic movement down and away.
Blue Jays have to do a better job of recognizing that pitch out of the hand of Garcia and then laying off of it. We have seen pitch tracks all night long that every one of these pitches are out of the strike zone.
It's all about just trying to pick up the ball out of Garcia's hand. Sometimes you can see the tumble of that splitter. But oftentimes the arm action is so good, it's such that it makes you think fastball. It's a high breaking pitch. Big hop for Jeter. One out here in the fourth. Let's check in with Jamie Campbell. Tampa Bay 6 back of the Red Sox at the start of play tonight in third place. They're 8 games over 500, and they have put together some season on the strength of their starting pitchers.
They play good defense. Their bullpen, where they lost, it seemed like everybody out of that bullpen last year. They've really pieced it together.
They lost 8 pitchers out of their bullpen that were part of their effort last year, and they rebuilt the bullpen very effectively. Travis Snyder, a strikeout victim his first time up. He got a steady diet of off-speed pitches.
Change-up, splitters, everything like that. Now let's see if Travis can make the adjustment. I wouldn't look for a fastball in 2-0 counts. Looks like he's just going to go soft to him.
If Garcia is going to pitch backwards, you have to hit backwards. Another off-speed pitch, just 82.
And out of the strike zone once again.
Yeah, even if you have the count in your favor, like with a 2-1 count, you have to think off-speed.
Yep.
And you have to put your ego back on the bench. Don't think about getting beat with a fastball.
Can hitters go up there against a pitcher who throws his fastball 88, 89 miles an hour, look for a breaking ball and adjust to the fastball?
I think so.
So do I.
Especially if you're hitting like Snyder now, using the whole field. '81. He just will not give you a fastball to hit.
Sit on it. Sit on that changeup. Make the adjustment. And if he happens to throw you a fastball, just try and foul it off.
A bullet down the right field line. That'll go all the way to the wall, and Snyder is headed for second. He stayed on that pitch and kept it fair down the right field line.
I think he was thinking, you know what, this guy is not going to challenge me with a fastball. I will look for the changeup. He stayed back that time and just dropped the head of the bat again out of the strike zone. Off the glove of the Gold Glover to share it and into the corner. Another extra base hit. 12 doubles now for Travis Snyder.
Snyder's average up to 250. Edwin Encarnacion walked his first time up. This was the situation last night. Russell Martin commented about the Blue Jays relaying pitches from second with a runner at second base. There's a base hit into center field, and that'll go all the way to the wall. Here comes Snyder around third. Encarnacion will check in at second with an RBI double. The Blue Jays have taken the lead.
That has been one of the specialties of Edwin Encarnacion this year. Extra base hits, most notably doubles. Stayed right on this pitch, down and away. Instead of trying to pull it, he shoots it to right field. This will be his 20th double, and it leads the team as it goes all the way to the wall. 20 doubles for Encarnacion, and he's had 250 at-bats.
Jose Bautista has 50 more at-bats than Encarnacion. So Snyder's doubled down the right field line. He comes in to score. Boy, there's nothing like a double. That keeps the pitcher in a jam. He's still pitching out of the stretch. He's got a runner in scoring position. Remember, Martin, after the game last night, suggested that the Blue Jays were stealing signs from second. I asked Joe Girardi about that, and he said, well, it's been going on since the invention of the game.
Sure.
And it's part of the game, and in my mind, it's a catcher's responsibility to protect his pitcher.
You caught. I mean, you played against those teams who could steal signs. Milwaukee Brewers were notorious at doing that. You just have to change it up.
Corey Patterson went after the off-speed pitch. You can literally change the signals on every pitch. If you use the count, ahead, behind, even. When the pitcher is ahead, it's the first pitch. When he's behind, it's the second pitch. And when the count is even, it's the third pitch. That would change on every pitch. And most base runners will lose patience with it and forget about trying to relay it when it gets complicated.
You feel like you're out on an island out there at second base, and if you're in there staring and trying to concentrate on what the pitch is, you feel like someone's creeping up behind you to try and pick you off. So you're right. If you keep changing it, you can change it every 3 innings. There's so many things that you can do, but it's on the catcher.
Yeah, and it's now with so much videotape of all the hitters, you can break down a set of signs in a heartbeat. 0-2, 1 out. Big strikeout for Garcia. Comes with 1 out and a runner in scoring position. His 5th strikeout already tonight.
Man, a lot of them just like this. The dead fish. Change up. Watch where this one ends up. Out of the strike zone and just messes up the timing of the hitter.
Jose Molina lined out to right field. His first time up. There's just a high fastball just for effect, up, hoping that Molina might chase.
That ball that you were just referring to, the line out to right field, his first time up, might be the last fastball he sees tonight. It was a 1-0 fastball with nobody on.
Bouncing ball just foul outside of third. Blue Jays have taken a 1-run lead. It's 2-1 here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Freddie Garcia has allowed 5 hits. His mound opponent, Brandon Morrow, has allowed just 2. Morrow gave up both those hits in the 2nd inning. That was the inning the Yankees scored their run. There's a base hit to center field. Granderson got a good break. Here comes the throw to the plate. It's offline, and Encarnacion scores. On the throw, Molina moves into second. It's a 3-1 Blue Jays lead.
Clutch hitting again by Jose Molina with 2 outs and a runner in scoring position. He's going to cash in that runner from second base. Molina hitting .320 with runners in scoring position this year. Stays right on another off-speed pitch and just bangs it through the middle. Now, defense hurt the Yankees in last night's game, accounted for 6 unearned runs. Here's another one that could cost him. This throw from Granderson way offline, Encarnacion scores. And Molina will get into scoring position after the throw gets away from Martin. The second error of the season.
Rajay Davis hits it right back to Garcia, who knocked it down, and Davis is retired. But the Blue Jays have taken a lead with 2 runs here in the 4th. Now it's time for a Jays Connected update. Here's Jamie Campbell and Greg Zahn in the Blackberry broadcast studio. Foundation auction winners, and they are enjoying a great night here at the ballpark. And I had a chance to visit with the Shopka family before this game tonight during VP and sign some autographs, and they were thrilled to be here tonight and have a front row seat for the ball game. Brandon Morrow now with a 2-run lead as he's set to start the 5th inning. It'll be 9-1-2 for New York. Eduardo Nunez had an RBI single in the 2nd. He drove in the Yankees' only run. Fastball slider, the combination has been very effective for Morrow.
Throwing a little bit of a change up here and there, and he'll be fine. 8 retired in a row since that last base hit by Nunez.
Well, that's a good pitch in a good spot. It's not all about velocity with Brandon Morrow. You had mentioned he can throw 97, 98 at times, but boy, when he pitches at 92, 93, that's when he's most effective.
He's got better command. When he's at 91, 93 miles an hour, it seems like the ball is down in the strike zone where he needs to be.
Good slider. Big bounce for Escobar.
It's Canada's best-selling car 13 years in a row. Honda, the official vehicle of the Toronto Blue Jays.
The reaction for Derek Jeter as he steps in. As Reggie Jackson used to say, they don't boo nobodies.
That's out of respect, I think. You have to respect everything that he has done in this game. It's amazing. I was looking up some of the numbers on the 3,000 hits that Derek Jeter picked up right before the All-Star break. And did you know that he is the 4th youngest to reach that mark? 4th youngest. Only Ty Cobb, Hank Aaron, and Robin Yount reached 3,000 hits at a younger age than Derek Jeter.
He's got a tremendous approach, and just before he was able to reach that plateau, he went on a DL with a strained calf muscle. Derek Jeter took a lot of heat for not showing up to the All-Star game in Arizona. First and foremost, the commissioner, Bud Selig, acknowledged that no one represents the game in a better fashion than Derek Jeter. Strike three call. Great fastball on the outside corner. Once again, down and away is a tough pitch to hit.
Brandon Morrow seems to be locked in right now with that fastball. Pitch tracks would tell you where it is, and it just catches the outside corner. Just a piece of the ball on the outside corner. Molina does a good job of framing it for him.
That's the two-seamer, maybe even the changeup with late movement that catches the outside corner. Center fielder Curtis Granderson. He's walked and grounded out. You can have 3,000 hits, and if a pitcher makes a good pitch, he's going to get you out. That's what Morrow did to Jeter.
Wicked. Tight breaking ball with late movement. It looks like a fastball about halfway to the plate. You start your swing and it goes right under your back.
Toughest slider you ever faced?
Steve, that's easy.
He didn't hesitate.
That was easy. Try standing in there as a right-hander and hearing that thing coming towards home plate. Late. A lot like this breaking ball.
1-2, 2 outs. Slider, he gets a piece and stays alive. Dave Steve's slider probably had a bigger break. It's more dramatic and big sweeping breaking ball. It was hard like Morrow's. Morrow's is late and quick. Dave Steve, certainly 37, brings back an awful lot of fond memories when you think about a Blue Jay uniform wearing number 37. No chance. You fight off a couple of wicked sliders, and then he comes inside with a hitter. Granderson can't pull the trigger. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Morrow. Talented performers. Auditions are being held in Vancouver, Edmonton, Winnipeg, Toronto, Montreal, and Halifax. Canada'sGotTalent.com has all the date and location information. We're looking for acts of all ages. Sign up, show up. Canada's Got Talent.
Were those real? Those watermelon heads? Did they just go get those and just cut them and put them on their head? Now that's talent.
Eric Thames 1 for 2. Thames doubled and scored in his first at bat, hitting .324.
I like to watch him hit. He has an idea at the plate. There's still a few flaws if you talk to some of the Blue Jay people. They can tell where pitchers are trying to throw to him, and once he corrects those, he's really going to take off. But I like to watch him swing the bat.
He looks hitterish, like he's got a chance to get a hit every time he steps in. Dwayne Murphy's constantly working with all of his hitters, but with younger hitters, he wants to see them work before he starts to tinker with them or give them any suggestions. But he likes what he's seen so far with Thames.
You know, I think one of the worst things you can do with a young player, a young hitter, is when you see him for the first time and then make judgments. Well, you can't do that. Yeah. And I hate when coaches say you can't do that.
You can't hit like that, kid.
Can't do this. You can't do that. Well, let's take a strength and work from there. There's a good idea right there on that pitch.
How about that? If you'd have taken that approach with Ty Cobb, he had his hand split on the bat, and you say, Ty, listen, no, that's not going to work up here, big boy.
Or P. Rose, you can't hit out of that exaggerated crouch that you have. You got to stand up more. You got to pull the ball. Well, no.
There's a little line drive, and that's going to get past Granderson again. Thames goes around first, and he'll get to second. Another double.
He doubled his first time up. He hit 2 doubles in the first inning yesterday. The first player to do that. When he doubles again, it looked like he came around the bag. He might have hit the bag awkwardly. Let's see right here. Breaking ball. Oh, it's right there coming out.
You can see he's hobbling into second. He actually looked like he hurt himself on an earlier swing in this at bat. Here's the double, and you can see very gingerly coming out of the box, and he looks like he's injured himself in some fashion. But it happened during the at bat prior to that double.
John Farrell's making sure that, hey, if there's a base hit, can you give me 100%? This is the earlier pitch you were talking about.
Watch the reaction now as he steps back, and then he'll try to stretch out his left leg. Something felt awkward in that swing there, and he was off balance, and it was an off balance swing, but I'm not sure if it's a leg or back, but it happened earlier in that at bat.
And you have to be able to go 100% if there is a base hit to the outfield.
George Poulos, the head trainer, Hap Hudson, his assistant. I'm sure George talking about the possibilities of what might have occurred. Cunel Escobar's had a big night, 2 for 2 so far. He drove in a run in his first at bat. Coming into this game, this lineup against Freddie Garcia had a .364 career average. So a lot of hitters in this lineup tonight have had good numbers against Garcia.
No Jose Bautista. And Bautista's numbers 500 with a couple of home runs against Garcia.
We mentioned the energy and enthusiasm the Blue Jays have gotten since Thames and Snyder have rejoined the team. Tonight, Thames and Snyder have combined for 3 doubles. There's a rare fastball strike. Something to do with his left leg. You can see Thames continues to try to stretch it out. He and Snyder have certainly picked up the pace of the offense. Thames had problems as an amateur with his legs. He had a torn quad muscle and a torn hamstring. And he had surgery to repair the leg injuries. At one time, he was projected to be a first-round pick. And both the Yankees and the Red Sox were interested in him as a first-round prospect.
Went out to watch him play while he was in college. And luckily for the Blue Jays, they were able to find him late in the draft. Late in terms of first round.
Thames was drafted in 2008, but did not play until 2009 because of those leg problems. But now, swinging such a hot bat, he's got the 3,000 hit Derek Jeter coming over to talk about hitting. So how do you do that, kid? Two balls, two strikes. Escobar stays alive. Freddie Garcia gave up a first inning run for just the 4th time in 16 starts this season. Blue Jays scored 8 in the first last night, got a single run in the first tonight. Boy, it's taken about 3 at-bats for everybody to really get in tune to Garcia's off-speed pitches.
And they're starting to show a little bit better patience now against Garcia. Make him get the ball up. Make him throw a few more pitches.
Escobar takes the walk.
Save during the plumbing, heating, and electrical sale only at Home Hardware and Building Center locations. Homeowners helping homeowners.
Two on, nobody out. Adam Lind 0 for 2 so far, but an opportunity to add to the Blue Jays lead. Blue Jays tonight 3 for 6 with runners in scoring position. Last night they were 11 for 22. The second most hits with runners in scoring position this season. The Indians in May had 13 hits with runners in scoring position.
You look smart when you get a lot of 2-out RBI hits or hit with runners in scoring position. And right now their approach, you can watch each one of these hitters go up there against Garcia, and they've really slowed it down.
The fish aren't biting in the middle innings. Early on, Blue Jays were chasing pitches out of the zone. Larry Rothschild, the pitching coach. Totally different approach as Garcia finds out now the Blue Jays won't chase.
If you're going to throw all that breaking ball stuff, the changeup, the splitter, the curveball, we're going to make you throw it a strike.
Back-to-back walks, the bases are loaded. Eric Thames started the inning off, and he had a problem in the at-bat. This is the swing where it appears as though he may have injured himself, and watch how he reacts. Trying to stretch out that left leg. That would indicate a hamstring problem, possibly, the way he bent over and touched his toes. You can see it's left leg related.
And he keeps doing that while he is on the bases. Stretch it out.
And you know it's going to take a tow truck to get him out of this game.
Yeah, the way he is swinging the bat, the way he feels, he's DHing, so he don't have to worry about defense. That's a good thing. And he can just jog home if Hill can get the ball to the outfield deep.
Blue Jays with a chance to bust it wide open.
They need a good approach right here by Aaron Hill. Last time he grounded out a little bit too anxious. Right now you want to make Garcia come to you.
Bouncing ball. Jeter is short. Second for one. Back to first. Not in time. Thames comes in to score the fourth Blue Jay run. Hill picks up an RBI.
Escobar moves over to third base. Aaron Hill will pick up his 36th run driven in. Slow bouncer to the right of the shortstop. Nice turn by Cano. He's so quick with his hands, and he shows off that good arm at second base, but Hill beats it out.
Thames scores for the second time tonight. It's 4-1 Blue Jays. Travis Snyder ripped a double down the right field line his last time up. Again, Snyder and Thames all over the scorebook tonight. Good hack at a fastball. Travis Snyder's average is up to 250. When he was demoted at the end of April, he was hitting 184.
I think I can do that math.
It's good.
It's very good.
Joe Girardi thinks that Snyder just loves to hit against his Yankee ball club. Off-speed pitch. Travis Snyder had a walk-off extra inning base hit against Ivan Nova here in April.
Since he has been recalled, before the demotion, you mentioned a 184 with a 540 on base plus slugging, 405 with a 1.1 OPS. Very impressive numbers for Snyder, using the whole field. That's the type of hitter that he is.
Travis Snyder on the 19th of April had a RBI double in the 10th off Ivan Nova, game-winning hit. At that point of the ball game, he came into that at bat 0 for 5 with 3 strikeouts. 0-2 in the dirt.
This was the game winner that you were just talking about. The ball that is down, he stayed with it and drove it to right field for a walk-off win as Encarnacion comes all the way around to score the game winner. That was set up by a safety squeeze by John McDonald against Mariano Rivera.
Rivera with the blown save in the 9th as Blue Jays scored 2 runs on 4 hits to send it to extras. First and third, 1 out. Corey Wade loosening up and standing ready. Garcia has thrown 86 pitches, but the Blue Jays have made the appropriate adjustments.
Certainly looks that way. Slow things down, look for the off-speed pitch, make sure he throws it in the strike zone.
2-2. There goes Hill. Throw to second base, not in time. Pitch was outside. Martin got a good pitch to throw.
But with Garcia very slow and deliberate towards home plate, Aaron Hill is going to get a good jump. He's only been thrown out 1 time this year. And Jeter concedes it as he jumps in front of the bag, and now the infield's got to come in.
1 out. Butterfield reminding the base runners the infield is drawn in. to left. That should score Escobar. He's tagging at third. No throw as it goes to third base, and Snyder delivers again. A sac fly to left field, and the Blue Jays lead by 4.
And it's all about the approach. First time up, Snyder struck out on 3 straight off-speed pitches. He made the adjustment. That's why you see the high fives. This time he lays back and has enough to keep that ball in play and hit it deep enough to pick up the RBI.
And he hit a good pitch down and away, but he's so strong and didn't commit that he was able to hit it for a sac fly. They'll put Encarnacion on with the base open.
Walked the right-hander to face the left-hander. Encarnacion has walked and doubled tonight.
And he's been a hot hitter. So you have an opportunity to pitch around him. And Joe Girardi will do just that. Corey Patterson will bat with 2 on and 2 outs. John Farrell understands how potent this Yankee lineup is. He saw it firsthand last night. Blue Jays were up 9-0. The Yankees stormed back with 7 unanswered runs. Corey Patterson. There goes Hill to third. The throw from Martin into left field. Hill gets up. Here comes no throw. Gardner came up thinking about it and decided not to make a throw. The Blue Jays steal a run. It's 6-1.
And some more Yankee defense that backfires on him. 3 errors again in last night's game by the Yanks that cost them 600 runs, and here's another one. The steal by Hill, and when the ball gets by Nunez, he can score standing the 3rd run of the inning.
No chance at all for Nunez to get a glove on that errant throw. Ball on the strike. Aaron Hill has picked up the pace. 2 steals in tonight's game. He has 13 on the season, and the Blue Jays have their foot on the gas pedal. Long drive to right field, but that's going to hang up for Swisher. Just short of the warning track, and the Blue Jays were finally retired here in the 5th. But they add 3 runs. Travis Snyder with a sac fly to left. on the Blue Jays early, but they made the adjustment. 4 walks that proved costly. Brandon Morrow, on the other hand, just 2 hits through 5.
Certainly 6 runs given up by Garcia, 3 of them earned because of the 2 errors. And then Morrow just 2 singles. Posada and Nunez in the second inning, and that's been it.
Blue Jays have outscored the Yankees 22-8 so far in this series. Mark Teixeira will start things off for New York. Teixeira averaged down to 242. Hard slider in on his hands.
Still the great production, though, from Teixeira, and that's why you see the shift put on by the Blue Jays. Almost 4 infielders on the right side of the diamond. That's Edwin Encarnacion standing just about directly behind Brandon Morrow.
Wicked slider for the strikeout. That's 12 in a row retired by Morrow with 1 out. Let's check in with Jamie Campbell. Well, this is something now we're going to have to consider. The Pittsburgh Pirates making a trade at the trade deadline because they're in the hunt in the Central.
Buyers at the deadline.
Haven't said that since the early 90s.
Haven't had a winning season since the early 90s.
Pittsburgh 4 games over 500. They are in 3rd place. St. Louis leads the Central by a half game over Milwaukee. And, of course, Milwaukee just added Francisco Rodriguez. And then the Pirates are a game behind in 3rd. Cincinnati's right there. 4 games back. Cano pops up. 2 outs. Just like last year, when you see Brandon Morrow, he got off to a slow start, 3-4 with a high ERA. Then he turned things around. This season, a similar slow start and a dramatic turnaround again.
Strike zone command. Last year, early in the season, he made the adjustments in his arm slot, and he took off. This year, the same thing. He started the year on the disabled list and was behind a lot of the other pitchers on this team.
Nick Swisher jumps on the first pitch and singles into right with 2 outs. Brandon Morrow in spring training mentioned to Bruce Walton after a start that he thought about maybe it'd be a good idea if he skipped his side session. His arm felt just a little funny. Well, immediately the red flags went up and the Blue Jays put him on the DL to make sure that he was sound. Probably didn't have any real genuine concerns about his long-term health. But given the fact this is just his 2nd year as a starting pitcher, they knew at some point they were going to put a governor on his innings.
So why not start the season on the DL, make sure that he was totally healthy. And when he came off the DL, made his first start, he started with a bang. 10 strikeouts in 5 1/3 innings against Tampa. A game that he actually lost, gave up just 3 earned runs, and then some inconsistencies, some up and downs. He would have a good game, then he'd have a rocky one. But his last few starts, it's looking like the Morrow of the second half last year.
You could see his pitches by innings, and Morrow struggled early in this ball game. He sorted things out. That single by Swisher with 2 outs here in the 6th snapped a string of 13 straight retired by Brandon Morrow.
He has had some easy innings like you were just mentioning, and that has helped him to get through and into the 6th inning. The first couple of innings, there was an error, a couple of walks, a couple of base hits, a strikeout, and it really ran his pitch count up.
Bouncing ball over Lynn's head. Hill is there to back him up, and Posada's retired. Good teamwork there on the right side of the diamond. Morrow broke in time to get Posada. Hill was there to make the play. The Yankees come up with a 2-out single, but a good defense tonight has shut down the Yankees. From this ball game. He goes 5 innings, scattered 7 hits over those 5 innings, and he is charged with 5 earned runs, 4 walks, and 5 strikeouts. Blue Jays made some nice adjustments after the first couple of innings.
Third time through, they started taking those pitches. They slowed down their at-bats. They made him throw a few pitches, get it up in the strike zone, and that's when they hurt him. 4 walks for Garcia. Corey Wade will take over. Originally a 10th round draft pick by the Dodgers. He has spent some time with Tampa Bay, and now he is with the New York Yankees.
Corey Wade is 28 years old. And the Yankees, we have talked about their problems in the bullpen, and it's been season long. And they had to mix and match. They've had so many injuries in that bullpen to key performers, including Jabba Chamberlain, lost for the season. Molina lifts a little looping fly ball, and Granderson got fooled. Curtis Granderson broke back when he saw the big swing from Molina. It was hit off the end of the bat, and Molina has his second hit of the night.
Singled his last time up with a RBI hit to center field, and takes the big swing on the curveball, hits it right off the end of the bat. And you mentioned Granderson broke back, and by that time it was too late. He has to respect the turf here and backs off of it, plays it on a bounce.
Top of the order, Rajai Davis. Davis leading off. With Bautista out of the lineup tonight, Yunel Escobar moves from the leadoff spot to number 3. And Rajai Davis is leading off for the 18th time this season. Davis has not fared well hitting out of the number 1 spot in the lineup, coming into this game hitting 192 and had an on-base percentage of 224. But boy, hitting 9th, that's where he has really flourished. Mike McCoy has come out on deck, and that would be hitting for Eric Thames, and that sends up a little bit of a red flag about Thames' last at bat.
That'll be 100%. Davis was telling me today that he feels like his approach at the plate is so much better. Better balance, seeing the ball just a little bit better. And you can see as he takes those pitches, the word got around that they were going to stay away from him.
You see McCoy loosening up. He would be pinch hitting for Eric Thames. And Davis takes the walk. So Corey Wade starting off things here in the 6th, gives up a base hit and now will walk. Eric Thames hit in the 5th inning and had some leg problems after this swing.
You'll see him start to bend over a little bit. That tells you that possibly that hamstring might have tweaked it a little bit. We saw him come around first base, a little stiff-legged. He ended up scoring last inning after he doubled. So John Farrell has elected to take him out of the ballgame.
Mike McCoy pinch hitting for Eric Thames, and if we get any news on Thames, we will bring you up to date. McCoy, just his 2nd pinch hit appearance of the season. He's in the DH spot. Corey Wade in relief of Freddie Garcia for Joe Girardi. Dropped down to a breaking ball and strikes out McCoy.
It's Canada's best-selling car 13 years in a row. Honda, the official vehicle of the Toronto Blue Jays.
You know, Escobar likes sitting in the 3rd spot. He singled and drove in a run in the 1st. He doubled in the 3rd and walked and scored in the 5th. A .297 average for the Blue Jays shortstop. Ball on the strike. Fastball at the knees. We mentioned the Yankees and their problems with the bullpen. Pedro Feliciano was signed as a free agent left-hander out of the pen. He's been lost, missed 89 games. Damaso Marte, also a left-hander, has been effective for the Yankees in the past.
2 very good left-handers that they are missing. If you combine them with Boone Logan, that's pretty formidable from the left side in the bullpen.
Rafael Soriano signed as a free agent. He's missed 50 games. Jabba Chamberlain, he's lost for the season. Tommy John. They have just had one problem after another in that bullpen.
And that was one of the areas that they tried to improve on. Good pitch there at 90 miles an hour by Wade as he drops down against Escobar to pick up the strikeout. But that was the area that they wanted to improve, and it looked like they fortified it too. A little cut fastball gets Escobar. All those pitchers you mentioned in front of Rivero would give him a lot of depth.
Now, Soriano was the big sign. He was the closer for Tampa Bay last year, and he signed a 3-year contract worth $30 million, and now he's on the shelf. 2 outs for Adam Lind, looking for his first hit tonight. Yankees got a nice effort from Hector Noesi in last night's game as he came up with 3 1/3. And he did a great job, and now the roar is unfortunately for some knuckleheads that have run onto the field. So we will have a break in the action here. And Corey Wade was in a pretty good groove, and now he's going to have to wait until the intruder can be removed.
It didn't start off well for Wade. a single and a walk, but he has come back to strike out the next two batters and then jump ahead of Adam Lind. So Lind will take a break, walk back out of the home plate area, back to the on-deck circle, swing a little bit as Wade gets a chance to throw.
We mentioned Eric Thames. He had 3 at-bats tonight, hit a couple of doubles. He scored 2 runs and then had to be lifted after his at-bat in the 5th inning. We don't know the extent of his injury, but he is obviously left because of an injury, and this has been a familiar theme. Games missed this season by Blue Jays players. Adam Lind had a back problem. He missed 25 games. Rajay Davis had an ankle problem that happened right out of the chute opening day. Hurt his ankle. Aaron Hill had leg problems. Yunel Escobar had concussion-like syndromes when he slid into third base and banged his head. And Jose Bautista's been out a total of 9 games.
Yunel Escobar got hit on the hand, too, and missed a few ball games.
Most recently in Boston, he was in the lineup and then couldn't answer the bell after taking batting practice. So the Blue Jays have had their share of injuries as well. Not necessarily all disabling injuries, but ones that have kept some players out of the lineup.
Makes it tough on the manager. He's got to put his lineup together with that in mind. The reason they had Encarnacion play third base tonight, and that looked like a smart move. They wanted to get that extra left-handed bat in the lineup in Corey Patterson. Encarnacion has had a very nice evening. He's been on base 3 times and made a couple of nice plays at third base.
So we are set to go. There are 2 outs and 2 on. The Blue Jays have a 6-1 lead here in the bottom of the 6th. The Yankees lead the season series 5 games to 4. Just off the outside corner. The Blue Jays have already made 2 trips to New York. They'll have 1 more trip right around Labor Day weekend. And that'll do it.
Already made a couple of trips to Boston. We're about to play the Red Sox in February just 2 more times, 2 more games. A lot of home games for the Blue Jays here in the second half.
The Yankees will come back for a second visit, or their third and final visit, in September. 16th, 17th, and 18th of September. New York will be back here at Rogers Center. There go the runners, and the ball was fouled out of play. Molina at second, Davis at first. Strike 3 call, a fastball on the outside corner. Wade strikes out the side. He gave up a walk and a single, but punches out 3 to close out the Blue Jays in the 6th. Ontario and West, you will be tuning in to Connect It. On Sportsnet Pacific, it'll be the Texas Rangers at the Seattle Mariners. Colby Lewis, the right-hander for Texas, will go up against Big Doug Fister. The Texas Rangers have taken a lead in the American League West. They lead the Angels by a game and a half. Texas has won 8 straight games.
Derek Holland yesterday with the shutout for the Rangers. They are just putting it all together, and with that 8-game win streak, they just can't pull away from the Los Angeles Angels. Angels just a game and a half behind Texas in the West.
Vernon Wells heating up with the bat, going along with Torrey Hunter. The two veterans have really done a good job. How about Texas? They're 31-18 at home. That's the best home record in the American League. And guess what? The Blue Jays go right down to Arlington next weekend. Russell Martin will start things off against Brandon Morrow. And Morrow has been in a groove all night long. Just 3 hits for New York. If that sounds familiar, that's all the Indians got against Morrow in 8 innings his last start. Octavio Dotel has really thrown the ball well lately.
Yeah, and he is up and ready. That's why he is taking his time now. He was throwing in between the inning, just in case Morrow finds himself in trouble here in the 7th inning. It's a cool night, and he looks free and easy right now. Morrow, he's facing the bottom of the order of the Yankees.
Morrow's season high in pitches was 117. 3 starts ago against the Pirates came in 7 innings of work. Martin gets a piece of that slider. Escobar, what an arm. Brandon Morrow had a stretch of 13 straight retired, up to 2 outs in the 6th, but the strikeout pitch again has been terrific.
In the scouting report, we talked about the wipeout pitch, where you can wipe out these hitters with a good breaking ball, and he has brought that here tonight. And if you start to look for the breaking ball, he can zoom it past you with the fastball. Teixeira, no chance his last time up in the 6th inning. That was the 6th strikeout of the night for Brandon Morrow.
Morrow now has 110 strikeouts for the season. We mentioned the Blue Jays lead the American League in strikeouts. They are first ahead of the Chicago White Sox. Texas is 3rd in strikeouts. Oh, Morrow's in a groove, isn't he?
Yep. You can see him just get the ball back, stay right on that rubber.
Blue Jays have won the last 5 starts Brandon Morrow has made. He has gone 3-0 in those games.
Right on the outside corner. Jose Molina barely has to move his glove.
That's what you call painting the black.
Down, down and away, up and away. And now pushing back.
This one to straighten him up. 2-2, 1 out here in the 7th. I mentioned Brandon Morrow had a stretch of 13 straight Yankees retired. That was snapped with a 2-out single by Nick Swisher in the 6th. Morrow can create some ugly swings. Guys trying to fight off that high fastball and then catch up to that diving slider.
Well, you start looking for the breaking ball from Morrow. If there's that fastball to be by you.
The appeal down at third, no swing, says Angel Hernandez, the umpire at third base.
At times his stuff is so good. You'd like to see some early outs with his fastball, but because it's so good, those are swing and miss pitches. And he will run up big pitch counts because of it.
Full count. Line to the shortstop. 2 down. Oh, you like pitching, you're going to love tomorrow's game. Big left-hander CC Sabathia goes to the mound. He leads the majors with 13 wins. He's 13-4 for New York. Ricky Romero, 7-8, fresh off his first All-Star game. Right here on Rogers Sportsnet. The action begins at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 9:30 a.m. Pacific Time. That's the pregame show with Jamie Campbell and Greg Zahn. Ricky Romero loves to match up against CC Sabathia.
Sabathia is all over the leaderboard in the American League, and Ricky Romero is just outside the top 10 in a lot of those categories. Earned run average, strikeouts. Just doesn't have the wins to show for it because they haven't been able to score many runs.
Base hit off the bat of Eduardo Nunez. Just the 4th hit for the Yankees. A quick throw to first, and he gets back. Nunez has 2 of the 4 hits. John Farrell has popped out of the Blue Jays dugout. He's got Dotel ready. 4th time through the lineup, and there's the call. It'll be the right-hander Octavio Dotel. Brandon Morrow with another fine start. Improve his record to 6-4, and now he'll look to the bullpen and particularly to Octavio Dotel to close out the 7th inning.
You mentioned Dotel pitching much better of late, and that certainly has been true. Right-handers have not been able to touch Dotel. More importantly, he's inherited 29 runners this year, and he has stranded 24 of them. That's what you need when you've got a veteran coming out of your bullpen.
Dotel spent the 2006 season with the New York Yankees, albeit just 14 games. Pitched a total of 10 innings and didn't fare very well. Gave up 18 hits in his 10 innings with the Yankees. Jeter. Right to Adam Lynn. Dotel does strand another inherited base runner. So Brandon Morrow will give up just 1 run tonight in an effort against New York.
Honda, the official vehicle of the Toronto Blue Jays.
Starter Brandon Morrow is out of the game after 6 2/3. And what a strong effort. Just 4 hits by the Yankees. He gives up a single earned run.
4 singles. Season high 8 innings his last time out. He pitches into the 7th inning tonight. Just 4 singles. An earned run, a couple walks, and 6 strikeouts for Morrow. You mentioned it, 13 in a row at one time in the middle innings of this game.
Aaron Hill. He's 0 for 3 so far, but he picked up an RBI with a fielder's choice. Corey Wade's done a good job of keeping the ball in good spots, down and away. Had 3 strikeouts in his first inning of work back in the 6th.
Mixing in a breaking ball when he is behind. Just enough fastball to get it by the Blue Jay batters.
Fastball downstairs, 2-2. Blue Jays trying to extend their win streak to 5 straight. They took the final 3 games of the Cleveland 4-game series and won the opener here last night. Trying to get to 500. John Farrell's team hasn't been at 500 since June. 36 and 36. That was the last time they were at 500. June 19th. There's a bouncing ball. Jeter quickly over it near the bag and makes a good play. I mentioned how well Brandon Morrow had thrown lately. These are the numbers from his last 6 starts.
Decision, looking for his 6th win of the season. He is in line for that as he pitches into the 7th inning. Numbers are outstanding. ERA under 3 over his last 6. He had trouble at home, and John Farrell asked about that this year. You know, why can't he pitch at home? It's funny, it was just the opposite last year. He was great at home. A lot of that has to do with how you're throwing at that time, who you're facing, who you're matched up with, and if you're getting any runs.
Early in the season, he had some rough starts. On the 9th of May, pitching against the Tigers here, 3 1/3. He gave up 5 earned runs. Then against Houston, he gave up 9 hits and 4 runs. And stay hot, Travis Snyder. Snyder with his 2nd hit of the night with 1 out. He's aboard. Let's check in with Jamie Campbell. We mentioned how Eric Thames and Travis Snyder have re-energized the Blue Jays. How about the return of Albert Pujols when they expected he was going to be out with a broken arm and came back 15 days later?
Yeah, missed a lot more time, and we were in St. Louis, and we got the hint that maybe he was going to be back a little bit sooner. You were talking to their bench coach, and he was telling you the same thing, that Pujols' strength in his hand a lot more than you thought.
Yeah, Joe Pacini had a good chat with Pujols after the injury. And Pujols was asked, "Hey, how do you feel?" And he goes, "I don't feel that bad." And he had a lot of strength in his hand, but they did CAT scans, MRIs, and they found a fracture, a non-dispersed fracture. Put him on DL and expect him to miss 4 to 6 weeks.
What did he miss? 2, 3?
15 days.
Wow. Superman.
They call him the machine. And you can't break the machine. But he has energized the Cardinals to the tune of Cardinals are a half game ahead of Milwaukee in the Central. I think the next 2 weeks are going to be very busy around baseball as you look at the double barrel of action for the Blue Jays. Frazier, the right-hander, Zepchinski, the left-hander. But we are 16 days away from the trade deadline. and a lot of teams are in contention.
The largest margin for a lead.
Nunez, that ball nearly undressed him, but he catches the line drive off the bat of Edwin Encarnacion
and still tries to get the double play. The largest margin between a first place team and a second place team is just 3.5 games. So you've got a lot of teams that feel like they're in contention. So you mentioned the next 2 weeks or so, I think there's going to be some jockeying for position to try and pick up some players to help them down the stretch.
Arizona's 3.5 behind the San Francisco Giants in the NL West, and the Philadelphia Phillies have a 3.5 game lead over Atlanta in the NL East. Those are the biggest leads in any division in baseball. Well, we got some good news from the Blue Jays clubhouse. Eric Thames left with cramping in his left leg, and that's as good a news as you can get. So that was the situation during that at bat. Boy, what a jump at first by Snyder. And he just stole one uncontested.
1001, 1002. Corey Wade not paying any attention to Snyder, and he takes off. Travis steals it on the pitcher.
Blue Jays have 4 steals tonight.
And I think against the New York Yankees, I don't care what inning it is, what the score is, unless it's 10 runs and it's the 9th inning. I think you have to keep playing for runs.
Yeah, they have so much offense. Joe Girardi's team can strike any point in their lineup.
And that is out of respect for what they can do.
Patterson chases the high fastball, and Corey Wade has 4 strikeouts in his 2 innings of work. He strands a runner at second. Granderson, Teixeira, Cano for the Yankees. Mark Zebchinski, the left-hander, will take over.
Jose Bautista out of this game at third base. Edwin Encarnacion in, and he's crashing the leather as he takes a hit away from Russell Martin from his backside, throws him out, showing a good arm. Look at him, full extension, catches the ball behind him, and then spins and throws him out. What a play. Eddie E. at third base hasn't started over there since June the 26th. That was his last start at third base. He's also made a couple of nice plays on some line drives also. Mark Zebchinski into the game now in the 8th inning. A couple left-handers and a switch hitter coming up here in the 8th. Zebchinski with some work. His ERA is at 3. Has pitched in 40 games. Blue Jays have had 3 relievers now throw at least 40 games out of that bullpen.
So with the left-hander Granderson starting out, Teixeira is the switch hitter on deck, and then another left-hander in Robinson Cano. Bruce Walton, John Farrell felt it was time to bring Zebchinski in the game. Mark has not pitched since Thursday before the All-Star break. Went an inning and a third in the series opener against the Indians. You mentioned 40 games for Zebchinski, and Blue Jays a little bit concerned about the workload. So he's had ample rest now. Jose Molina didn't like the fact that Zemchinski has fallen behind and he's out quickly. Pound the strike zone. Shoot for the big part of the plate.
Well, and just let your natural movement of your fastball get the batter out. Hitters batting just .211 against Zemchinski this year. At times he has had problems finding the strike zone, finishing off his pitches and bending towards home plate. But for the most part, he has done a good job coming out of the bullpen his first year.
Bouncing ball to short. Good dig by Adam Lind at first, really helping out Escobar.
We saw that in last night's ball game. These two getting together to make a nice play on the infield. Escobar with the throw across the infield and dug out by Lind. Once again, he knows he's got to hurry. And the best way to do that as a first baseman, get down there and stay down there to pick it in the dirt. That's exactly what he does.
First out of the 8th. Good D tonight all over the diamond. We mentioned Encarnacion at third. Edwin also had a couple of line drives he caught. Teixeira goes after that wicked breaking ball. He's in a hole 0-2. Aaron Hill made a good play behind the first baseman to throw out Posada back in the 6th. Morrow was throwing a lot of strikes. The defense was on their toes all night long. And how about this first baseman? What a job he's done. Boy, Teixeira waved at that sinking fastball. He strikes out for a second time tonight.
I don't know if I've ever seen that pitch from Martin Zemchinski right there. It's usually sinking fastball, breaking ball. Looks like he really tried to stay on top of that one, and almost like a screwball action to the right-handed batter.
Zemchinski certainly has adapted well to the role of reliever. Wicked movement. And Cano acknowledges, okay, that's a pretty good sinker. And then the slider. John Farrell in the spring called Zemchinski a weapon because of his great moving fastball and that nasty slider.
And he can also, and we saw when he was a starter for the Jays, he could throw breaking balls when he was behind in the count. And that is a key when you come out of the bullpen late in the game facing some very tough hitters. You fall behind 2-1. If you can get your breaking ball over, it just makes everything else more effective.
Cano strikes out. Wicked two-seam fastball. Zemchinski has a 1-2-3 8th inning with a couple of strikeouts. Blue Jays lead 6-1. Now time for a Jays Connect. autograph from Travis Snyder. You can join Travis Wednesday, July 20th. Travis Snyder will be signing autographs from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. at the Jays shop in Sears at the Toronto Eaton Center. Visit BlueJays.com for more information, or you can call the Blue Jays directly at 416-341-1234. But if you want an autograph from the red-hot Travis Snyder, Wednesday, July 20th at the Jays shop in Sears, Toronto Eaton Center.
We were talking earlier about the troubles that the Yankees have had in their bullpen, so they had to go out and reacquire Sergio Mitre. Saw him in yesterday's ballgame. They traded Mitre in the spring to the Milwaukee Brewers for Chris Dickerson, and then just reacquired him at the end of June for cash considerations.
Jose Molina goes after the first pitch. Derek Jeter backs up. Brett Gardner, the left fielder, calls him off. 1 out.
Save during the plumbing, heating, and electrical sale only at Home Hardware and Building Center locations. Homeowners helping homeowners.
Sergio Mitre worked 2 innings in last night's game. He was charged with 4 runs, but the Blue Jays hit everybody last night. Mitre's got a good sinking 2-seamer, a curveball, for an occasional changeup. Blue Jays have seen him a lot. Rajai Davis hitting in the leadoff spot. Rips a single into left field. Beautiful swing right there from Rajai Davis.
So Mitre's sinker really plays into the type of hitter that Rajai Davis is. It comes right back into his sweet spot. And that is a pitch that he has handled the last couple of weeks as his batting average starts to climb. Rips it into left field for his first hit, second time that he has been on tonight.
Yankees are playing behind Davis at first. Blue Jays have 3 steals tonight, actually 4 steals, with Travis Snyder getting a stolen base in the 7th. Mike McCoy batting for a second time. So if the Yankees play behind Rajai Davis with 1 out, do you stay put?
I was just thinking about that. We were talking last inning how good their offense is and how they can come back on anybody. You don't have to worry about it now as McCoy's hit, but if you're going to give it to him, 5-run lead. I don't know what baseball etiquette says. Is it a 5-run lead in the 9th?
It's curious because in the American League, absolutely 5 runs can evaporate in a heartbeat.
Here's the Blue Jays in Cleveland.
Blue Jays went to the bottom of the 9th leading by 4 and lost. But that's a curious move, and Joe Girardi's basically saying, listen, we don't think we're going to score 5 runs, so we're going to play behind you.
And if you steal and you make it, you look like the bad guy.
Yeah. Has a base hit for Escobar. He has a 3-hit night. The throw will go to third base as Rajai Davis scores, and McCoy goes first to third. Escobar with his 3rd hit of the night.
Bunnell is liking this 3-spot in the lineup with Jose Bautista out. They put a hot hitter in that spot, and he will pick up the RBI, single to right field. RBI number 33 stays on that high sinker and just hammers it to the right side. Mike McCoy takes one quick look at Brian Butterfield, and he will go first to third, setting up an RBI chance for Adam Lim.
The Blue Jays now with 11 hits have 10 or more hits in 7 straight games. Ground ball in the 2nd. Cano to Jeter for 1. Back to first, double play. But the Blue Jays had a run here in the bottom of the 8th inning. They have a 6-run lead as Escobar drives in his 2nd run of the night. Jason Frazier will come out of the Jays bullpen. He'll face Swisher, Posada, and Martin when we come back for the 9th. 8th inning, and Frazier, in making this appearance, has tied Dwayne Ward for the most games by a Blue Jays player, Blue Jays pitcher. 452nd career appearance for Jason Frazier.
Just goes about his job, comes in, does his thing, very quietly gets the job done. Good numbers all the way around for Frazier this year. Good hard fastball. He'll mix in a little bit of a slider and a change. He's allowed a run in just 8 of his 40 games this year. He's trying to finish this one off here in the 9th inning.
Nick Swisher, 1 for 3 tonight. Yankees have been shut down effectively tonight. 1 run on 4 hits. Eduardo Nunez had 2 of those 4 hits, batting in the 9th spot. Right under the glove of Frazier into center. Swisher has his 2nd hit of the night.
See during the plumbing, heating, and electrical sale only at Home Hardware and Building Center locations. Homeowners helping homeowners.
Leadoff man's aboard. The DH Jorge Posada singled in his first at bat. He is 1 for 3 tonight.
You know what makes it even more impressive what Morrow, Dotel, Zebchinski, and now Frazier have done tonight. This is a Yankee team that has won 17 of their last 25 games, which is the 2nd best record in the American League behind the Angels. And they got stars up and down the lineup. With the pitching by the Jays tonight have really shut them down.
Yankees won 2 of 3 games against Tampa to close out the first half. They had a game rained out that will be rescheduled September 22nd. Derek Jeter's team was playing very well as they went into the All-Star break. Posada goes too far. That changeup very effective for Frazier against lefties.
He's got good miles per hour separate. He can throw his fastball 93, 94, and that changeup comes in the low 80s. The separation in miles per hour is very effective.
Posada in the hole. Just off the inside corner. Frazier has faced Jorge Posada an awful lot over the years. Posada just 3 for 15, but he's gone deep twice. Hot shot should be 2. Hill to Escobar. Defense has been sharp all night long. Everybody on the infield has contributed tonight.
When you work quickly, you throw strikes, everybody is into the game. We've seen Encarnacion and Lynn make great plays, and now it's the middle of the diamond. First Hill, then Escobar, and a nice turn and a finishing throw over to first base. Another double play. Turned by Hill and Escobar.
Encarnacion has played well at third. Lind has played well at first. Edwin has had his best game of the season defensively. Russell Martin with 2 outs trying to keep the Yankee hopes alive. Yankees lost 16-7 last night. Trailed 7-1 with 2 outs in the ninth. Frazier can close this out. The Blue Jays will have won 5 straight. Their season high for wins is 6. Travis Snyder with another good night. A couple of hits, had a sac fly, hit another double.
We can say that almost every night.
We've been saying that since he's been back. Eric Thames, 2 more doubles for him tonight. Joe Girardi has a lot of respect for this Blue Jays club. Blue Jays win this one, they'll be 5-5 for the season. Travis Snyder will be featured tomorrow at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time on the pregame show. Jamie Campbell, Greg Zahn will take a closer look at Travis Snyder, the 23-year-old left fielder.
And then the game, Romero and Sabathia. That ought to be a lot of fun.
Another foul back. Eric Thames with 2 hits in 3 at-bats tonight. His 9th and 10th double, his batting average up to .330. He had to leave the game after his at-bat in the 5th with cramping in his left leg. With this win, the Jays will get back to 500 since the first time since June 19th.
I don't know where that one was. You see the reaction from Jason Frazier. It looked like the split change, and it split the plate.
Full count, 2 outs. Delivers a 2-out base hit. Keeps the Yankee hopes alive.
Got to gather yourself. He knows that he had him struck out. So you got to gather yourself now, throw the fastball, and he hits it back through the middle. So nobody hurt.
Brett Gardner hitting in the 8th spot. Gardner is 0 for 3 so far tonight. Dotel got out of the 7th when they got Derek Jeter to ground out. Zepchinski had a 1-2-3-8 with a pair of strikeouts, and now Jason Frazier. Brandon Morrow in line for his 6th win. Martin will take 2nd. Nobody was covering, and that more than likely will be defensive indifference. No stolen base for Martin. Yankees have been held in check. Just 6 hits tonight. Brandon Morrow would improve to a 4-0 record for his last 6 starts. No sign from Molina. There's a strike. It's like Molina and Greg Gibson are having a conversation about the strike zone. You can see they're in conversation.
Another delay in the game here. You're certainly right. They are talking about it. All the while now, Jason Frazier's got to walk around as another fan has made his way out onto the field.
I don't think you would call them fans.
Well,
but it is Friday night, and there is a full moon out. But there's no reason to run on an athletic field. John Farrell certainly wants to see this game come to an abrupt end. But Jose Molina and Greg Gibson were having an extended conversation about that questionable pitch to Russell Martin.
And they're still talking. Tell me one more time, what did you see?
Maybe they're talking about chewing gum. Or not. So Frazier will loosen up as the playing field is being cleared. But you go back to the starter, and Brandon Morrow set the tone for this game early on.
Threw a lot of pitches in the first couple of innings, an error, a couple of walks, a couple of hits, but he worked out of trouble and then found his groove in the second inning with 2 outs. Retired 13 in a row into this game with 6 strikeouts, just 2 walks. Those first 2 walks in the first 2 innings. And again, in line once more for his 6th win of the season.
So Brett Gardner will step in with 2 outs and Russell Martin at second. It's a 1-1 count to the Yankees left fielder. Blue Jays lead at 7-1. We're all set. Frazier's ahead, 1-2. Jason Frazier has tied Dwayne Ward for the most appearances by a Blue Jays pitcher. And the fans come to their feet, 35,525 here at Rogers Center. Two more games to go in this 4-game series. Two and 2.
Gardner's tough. Sees a lot of pitches at the plate. Doesn't strike out a lot. Will make you work.
Got a short stroke, just tries to protect the strike zone. He's got the speed to beat out anything on the infield.
He'll end up being a 300 hitter, I think, as he gets a little bit more familiar with the league and starts using his leg more.
Stays alive. He pokes that one in front.
He can really run, and once he learns to get the ball on the ground and possibly become more of a bunter, run for base hits and use that great speed, he'll be at 300.
Gardner got into 150 games last year, his first full season with the Yankees. He was a part-time player in 09 and just got his first cup of coffee in 2008. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Martin at second. Full count. Eduardo Nunez, the 9-hitter, is on deck.
That got a couple of players right there. And that's why Molina is going to make it out to Frazier to talk about it. 3-2 pitch from Jason. And Gardner fouls it off himself, and it ricochets off of Molina.
Molina's had a tough night. He got hit on his bare hand early on, blocking a ball. Then that glove nearly got ripped off his hand on a foul chip. And right here, you can see it hit both of them. And Molina needed some time to regroup.
Look at Gardner also on that back leg.
Another full count pitch. Jason Frazier trying to end this. Bouncing ball and fighting the lights. Now But in time, you could see Adam Lind had trouble finding the ball out of the bank of lights above the third base dugout.
And then wasn't real sure if he should flip the ball to Frazier or take it himself. It's a hopeless feeling when you're waiting for that ball to come down out of those lights. And here was the indecision. Do I flip it to him or do I try and beat him to bag? And we told you that Gardner can really run. He will pick up the infield single on a ball that barely goes 90 feet.
Boy, he had a running start as he just waved that bottom hand at that baseball and hits the board. Russell Martin moves to third. Eduardo Nunez, the number 9 hitter, has a couple of hits tonight, and he can swing the bat. There goes Gardner, and he will move into second again. Defensive indifference. Blue Jays not giving up their defensive positions. No stolen base. Been a long inning for John Farrell.
23 pitches now for Jason Frazier. Probably hurt his chances in case they need him tomorrow.
John Roush has to loosen up now with 2 outs. Dotel threw a third of an inning. He had a very short outing. Zepchinski, 1-2-3-8 inning, and Frazier's had a little trouble here in the ninth. He was squeezed by the home plate umpire.
He could be in enjoying this one on that pitch to Martin.
Looked like he had Russell Martin struck out to end the game.
If he throws it there again, I bet you he calls it this time.
Molina had enough time to voice his opinion of it.
25 pitches now for Frazier. Those are some earned runs out there, too.
And 2, 2 outs, 2 on, second and third. Strike 3 called. Frazier finally gets the last out of the ball game. Edward Encarnacion had a great night defensively and swinging a hot bat. Frazier thought he had Martin struck out and then gets a call here.
That one looks like it might have been out, but hey. Second time's a charm for Frazier as he picks up the strikeout, and the Blue Jays win their 5th straight.
5th straight, second in a row against New York. They go up 2-0. We'll be back here tomorrow afternoon. Good pitching matchup. Ricky Romero against CC Sabathia.